Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome in. I'm Matt Stryker, and I've got our Yankees latest. Okay, finally, some news coming out of Orlando. Not necessarily a signing, but more like words. And I know it's crazy in this day and age, but words do sometimes have meaning. It's nuts. So, Brian Cashman, when speaking to the New York Post, mentioned the left handed heaviness of this team, citing Caballero, Judge, and Giancarlo Stanton as the only right-handed bats slated to get everyday at-bats in the coming season. Now, hang on a second. I've watched baseball long enough. Stanton hasn't played in more than 140 games in a season. I think he's done it 3 times since he was called Mike. Go back to 2012 when he changed his name. So there's a bat that I don't think I'm seeing 154 times. But with that said, we did crush lefties last year. So I don't think it's a four-alarm fire per se, but it did get us to thinking, let's start to look at right-handed bats that might be available at reasonable prices, because that might be what we're going to have to deal with in the coming season. And comment down below if you'll be okay with that. Names like Austin Hayes. He's a career 260 hitter. He hit 20 home runs before. He has twice hit 16 home runs. Who's to say there isn't more left in that tank? Marcell Ozuna, comment down below. I'm prepared. A little older, $15 million a year. He's 35, Ozuna, I think. Goldschmidt got 12 and a half for 1 year, so that number does kind of track, and I think Ozuna could offer some big pop. Ty France hit 290 in 152 games back in 2021. He's a career 262 hitter, part and parcel because of that season, but he does have some pop earlier in his career as well. Wilmer Flores is no stranger to the area, the media, the pressure. Career 249 hitter. He has had flashes. There's been seasons of him hitting 280 in limited time. Maybe 120 at-bats or something. So extrapolate at your own peril. Eloy Jimenez, while never playing in more than 120 games, has flirted with hitting 300 twice in that time. He was double-digit home runs in the first 5 seasons of his big league career. So I think there's something to be said here for right-handed bats and for just looking for some options. Speaking of options, there's been some talk about the shortstop position, and I wanted to bring up Bo Bichette because he fits a lot of different scenarios. First and foremost, I want to hear from you. Comment down below. Cashman has said that once Volpe comes back, the job is his. And I've already heard chatter that people say, well, hang on a second, why? So I want to hear from you. Is Anthony Volpe your shortstop? Should he be? I will talk Bo Bichette. He will command 5 years, maybe $130 million. I think injury impacted this number. I really do. I think Bichette's more in the 175 guy just based on talent alone. But his rate comes at a discount now, and that could solve a problem if you think there is a problem. There's also about, promoting from within. What about George Lombard? Now, Cashman has said that the organization doesn't feel that the hit tool is ready. But if he comes around, the 2023 first rounder that only hit 215 at Double-A last year could start to get better pitch recognition. I mean, he was only 20 years old. His K rate did spike, but again, if you can start to recognize pitches, everything's going to improve. And I think that Lombard Jr.'s upside outweighs his hitting issues. He also stole 24 bases and hit 8 home runs last year. So it could very well be time to see the youth of this field, the youth of this organization on the field. But there are always free agent options that aren't fantastic or sensational, should I say, like Ha-Seong Kim or Jorge Mateo come to mind. Mateo will steal you bases, but he won't hit. Kim has hit double-digit home runs in the past and sits between 250 and 260, and I think that's just a nice piece. A nice piece if the Yankees picked up Ha-Seong Kim. There's also Ketel Marte. Comment down below and let me know what you think. The Diamondbacks do need pitching. Do you move Jazz to short? I'd love to hear your thoughts. There have been the links to Brendan Donovan. Jorge Polanco's name has been bandied about. C.J. Abrams is said to be available as well. So there's a lot here to unpack. But if the Yankees don't want to go that way, there are also the international options. And I think we'll start with 25-year-old Munetaka Murakami. First base, third base, DH. There are big questions surrounding Murakami's overall game, but his power is undeniable, and I think the league is starting to skew that way, so maybe that'll be okay. He had been a star in Japan for some time. He's hit 30 home runs as a 19-year-old back in 2019. I'm sorry, 36 home runs as a 19-year-old back in 2019. His career best season came in 2022. He hit 318, 56 home runs, 134 RBIs, posted 1100 OPS. See, the 318 average is nice, but we were talking about Lombard and pitch recognition and pitch selection. Let's see if guys like Murakami and this next player of whom we'll speak can recognize major league pitching and understand the sequences, because that's the way it's going to go. And Murakami at least does have experience, right? You might remember him from the 2023 World Baseball Classic. He hit the walk-off 2-run double that sent Japan to the Classic final against us, and then later against us, Team USA, I think he hit a game-tying home run off of Merrill Kelly very early in the game. So either way, he does have experience with major league pitching. And after his MVP season in 2022 and winning gold and all that stuff, his numbers did dip in 2023 and 2024, but he still managed to hit over 30 home runs each of those years. So even if his OPS dropped from 1,100 to under 900, he's still able to put the ball over the wall. And encouraging news is in 2025, Murakami got that OPS back over 1,000 again. He hit 273 with 22 home runs in just 56 games played. So extrapolate there and just, times those numbers by 3. I'm not saying that he's hitting 66 home runs, but still, the point is there. I've got my math right, 22, 40. Okay, good. He is set to get posted heading into his age 26 season with so many accolades, right? MVP and All-Star and Rookie of the Year, but all that happened in Japan. Do it in the major leagues, and then, we can see. The questions surrounding Murakami are all around his swing and miss. So since his MVP season in 2022, he's seen his strikeout rate completely spike. Over 28% in each of his last 3 seasons. It's peaked at 37%. I mean, you'd lead the league, I think. The upside is immense. We could be talking about an 80-grade power guy, but you're also looking at someone who probably will lead baseball in strikeouts. He's not expected to be a strong defender at either corner either. So he needs to produce just immense power to justify the large contract that he's expected to cash in on. And look, even if he can make adjustments, even if he regresses, he's still a 30 to 35 home run a season guy. And that is intriguing. I was looking for some comps just because he's a power bat that profiles like a peak Joey Gallo. And if you're turned off by that, and I understand why, let's look at the other option, and that's Kaz Okamoto. First base, third base, outfield eligible. Definitely the safer of the two. He began his career with 6 straight seasons where he hit at least 30 home runs, and the final of those seasons being a 41-homer effort in 2023. So the next year in 2024, he only managed to hit 27 home runs, but the power returned in a big way in 2025. He hit 15 home runs in only 69 games. So there you go. A career 277 hitter, and he's just been the model of consistency throughout his career. He's led the league in homers and RBIs on multiple occasions. He's had 2 Gold Glove awards as well. He's a very strong defender, the antithesis of Murakami. He's a strong defender at either corner infield spot. He brings some versatility, even plays some outfield. Hello, Yankees. He may not have Murakami's raw power, but he does not have nearly the same strikeout concerns. Last year, Okamoto walked exactly as many times as he struck out. That's a mid-80s baseball stat, and it's right up my alley, and I love it. I think that's the way the game should be played. Okamoto has always kept his walk rate in the double digits, and his strikeout rate only went over 20% one time, and that was back in 2021. I mean, I understand guys strike out a lot, but I'm a bat-to-ball kind of guy. My favorite all-time hitter is Tony Gwynn. I like Luis Ariz. Now, I just like these kind of guys. And there's a lot to like with Okamoto. He's one of the more underrated free agents in this year's class. He profiles like a mid-career Josh Donaldson. I've seen comps to a late-career Paul Goldschmidt. So that, to me, is really kind of what the Yankees need. It's new faces, but it's still the same old production. I think that should be their focus. Speaking of focus, I wanted to just take a look around Major League Baseball, kind of just like a hodgepodge look, and see how it all affects the Yankees. So Pete Alonso has confirmed 2 sit-downs, one with Boston, the other's with Baltimore. That's not good for the Yankees. Mackenzie Gore is said to be available. This is a 26-year-old left-hander with an ERA just north of 4, with 185 strikeouts, over 159 and 2/3 innings, and he has team control for the next 2 years. If he goes to a team in the American League East, it's not good for the Yankees. If he goes to a team in the American League that's competitive, that's not good for the Yankees. The Dodgers have been linked to Robert Suarez. If you're looking all the way down the line to a World Series matchup, that's not good for the Yankees. Baltimore is in on Ranger Suarez. Again, in division, not good for the Yankees. The Pirates offered Kyle Schwarber 4 years. That might be good because if he goes there, then he wouldn't go to Boston, and that could be good for the Yankees. But overall, Brian Cashman has said that the Yanks are well covered in most areas. And to me, that points to a stand-pat approach. Should the desired players try to push prices too high? I just think the Yankees are okay with not making a splash. But I want to put it out to you. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Would you be happy with a run back of last year's team with a few smaller name additions? And if so, who? Let me know. Or are you pulling your hair out and you need to see everything absolutely changed? Let me know. As the news breaks, we'll be here for it. I'm Matt Stryker. I'll be back with more Yankees Latest.